Welcome, and thank you for joining me on this Juneteenth for the 5,441st meeting of the finest Rotary Club in the world. Yay! A very special thank you to Pat Riley and the Fun and Friendship Committee for the Getting to Know You topics today. A special thank you to the first husband, the first man, for the musical accompaniment on the piano. That was lovely. And our rescue dog, who's 15, is with us today, too. So we've got the whole family. And then also to Jason Stein and the Debunking Committee, thank you for being in the greeting line. I am cautiously excited about next week. I can't wait to see. I have many things you can make fun of. It's going to be a good time to see what you choose. We are skipping singing today because we have a special presentation for Juneteenth, and we needed a bit more time. But we do have some birthdays. Be sure to wish everybody a happy birthday that you see. And today, Phil Martinez is celebrating. And our own Terry Chapman's birthday was yesterday, and she enjoyed it at a 7:30 a.m. board meeting with us. So way to go, Terry. All right, for our traveling mics, it's time for guest introductions. And if you're a visiting Rotarian, please stand to be recognized. A gentle reminder that we will be going, from my perspective, clockwise around the room to make it easy for our Zoomers. Please stand to be recognized. And Johnny Camus, if you could do a brief introduction.
Sure. Hi, my name is Johnny Camus, former council member and now with Community Bank of the Bay. My sponsor is Catherine Tomkinson.
Perfect. And Hal Hendrickson.
Yes, I'm right here. I'm a retired sales and marketing executive from the electronics industry, and my sponsor is Heather Lerner.
All right. With almost 3 million miles, butt in the seat traveled miles on the airline, if I recall correctly from your introduction.
That's right.
Nicely done. All right. Who's our first guest? President Brian, or past President Rod Deardon.
Thank you, Your Royal Highness, for a few more minutes. And I neglected to introduce Odessa Bitpadel when she was a non-member, and now she's just become a member, and so I'm doing that properly for the first time. She's a consultant and a new member, and she'll be introduced formally at some point in the future.
Looking forward to it. Welcome. Right.
President Karen, Brian Adams, Classification Education Private, and again, it's my great pleasure for the second time as my guest to introduce a gentleman who was with the San Jose Police Department for 28 years, 3 of which were as the Chief of Police. He is now the Chief of Investigations for the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office. Please welcome Tony Mata.
And he even got a bell ring in his honor last week for keeping us safe. So thanks for returning again.
Good afternoon, President Karen, Larry Sokoloff, and my guest is my daughter, Sasha Sokoloff, visiting from UC Davis.
All right, Sasha, nice to have you. Bill.
Thank you, President Karen. I'd like to introduce my wife, Lynn, and all the way from New York, my dad is visiting for the week.
All right. Josh.
President Karen, Josh Burrows, Real Estate Development. My guest today is my better half, my wife, Antonia.
Oh, we love her. Good to see you again. We had a lovely conversation at the barbecue, and I look forward to continuing that into the future. Sal.
President Karen, on behalf of both Amy and I, I'd like to introduce our son, Alex, who is a big fan of our guest speaker.
All right.
President Karen, this is Arthur Weisbrod,
Yeah, right there.
retired judge. I'd like to introduce my guest, John Healy, who's maybe the world's best handyman. So everybody should take note.
Well, fantastic. And Arthur, I have a card for you afterwards. All right. Yes.
How you doing, everyone? I would like to introduce Carolina Dara. She's the Director of Sales for the Bind team. That's the restaurant who is across from City Hall Rolatis. Today is her second visit, so she's ready to be a Rotarian. And the second one is Sammy. He represents Scat Seafood, and I think everybody knows that Scat Seafood is taking over this facility to be able to do a good lunch. Okay? Thank you, President.
Thank you to the man who makes a best guacamole I've ever had in my entire life. Thanks for bringing in new members and sharing the love. Dagmeier.
Dagmar Schildwack. I just retired from the Alzheimer's Association, so
Oh.
I have my now former great colleague with me, Zach Sucks, who's the Senior Director of the Silicon Valley Walk to End Alzheimer's, the #1 walk out of 600 events, most successful in the country. So we can do it, San Jose.
And congratulations on your retirement. Dee.
Hi, President Karen, Deanna Persai. I have my husband Sri here today, and my in-laws from Bangalore, India, Kasturi, and Rajagopalan.
Wonderful. And Bunny.
Hello, President Karen. I'd like to introduce Glenn Gould, an audio restoration engineer, but also my husband.
Oh, nice to meet you. And I did mention it, but the first husband and the first dog is here, Evan and Miss Maple. And Johnny, did you have a guest as well?
I actually have two guests, and they're returning here. This is their second visits, and hopefully they'll be becoming Rotarians. This is Ani Agahian and Catherine Pendleton, and they are Ani and Cat Media. So thank you for coming.
Nice to meet you. And Mike.
President Karen, I am back with Artie Arian, who is the President and CEO of Renewable America, a green energy company.
Welcome back.
Oh, application pending.
Nice to have you. And is Audrey Fox with us? Audrey, don't we have a special introduction that we'd like to make of Uncle Rob? Can we please give a microphone? Thank you.
Thank you, President Karen. I'm so happy to have with me today Rob Fox, who is a San Jose Rotarian since 1965.
Yes! Thank you for joining us, Uncle Rob. It's warmed my heart. 60 years of service. You are an icon, and we're so glad you're here. And with that, it's time for our final mindfulness moment of my presidential year with Anna Rudell. And Anna, as you make your way up here, I just really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping to elevate my message of mental health, emotional well-being, and connectivity. She always reminds me that we need to be present for this moment, for this moment is our life. Don't blink, you'll miss the good stuff. Anna?
Thank you. It's a bit wobbly up here. The way the body breathes can tell you a lot about what you're experiencing. When you're anxious or angry, you may find the breath to be shallow and rapid. When you're resting, the breath becomes slower and is often deeper. The relationship between the breath, body, and mind goes both ways. By breathing more deeply, you're telling your nervous system you're safe. This exercise engages the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for feelings of safety, relaxation, and ease. You can use this practice anytime. It works well when you're experiencing anger, anxiety, or any other emotion that increases heart rate. Bring your breath into your awareness. And you can choose which part of the body you want to focus on right now. The abdomen and the chest work well. For the first moment, breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 4. Do your best to count the seconds in your head. In for 3 and out for 4. Make the breath a bit longer by inhaling to a count of 4 and exhaling to a count of 5. Breathe in for 5 and out for 7 seconds. Keep your attention on the sensation in your body as you breathe. Don't strain. Just encourage yourself to breathe more deeply. And remember that the exhale should be longer than the inhale. Bringing your mind back to the present and opening your eyes, but without returning to the shallow breathing right away. You can return to this practice at any time.
All right, it's time to come back and thank Anna. Please join me for her year of dedication. She reminds me of something I shared with you about 10 months ago now, but I think it bears repeating. She just provided us actionable intelligence that we can use to help calm our nerves and release our anxiety. And she talked to us about the power of breath. But I also want to remind you about the power of the internal dialogue and the narrative that we weave for ourselves. My lesson that I taught previously is that the same neural pathways in the brain that govern anxiety govern excitement. So what you tell your brain that you are experiencing has an impact on your performance and your feelings of anxiety. Be careful of the narrative that you weave. Make sure that you say, this is not nerves, this is excitement. I get to share my vision with people who are like-minded. They also don't know what I'm going to say, so they won't know if I've messed up. So there's a lot of things you can say to help yourself. Don't forget that. And now it is time. I see you standing there, Matt Bell, but it's time for our Juneteenth presentation before you. And I think we can all agree that as an organization and a club that's focusing on diversity and inclusion, that it's incredibly important to celebrate meaningful dates, such as Juneteenth, as we honor the cultural struggles that many have experienced. And I'd like to thank Sarju for elevating the need to celebrate this day and to understand its meaning so that we've dedicated time in today's agenda. Sarju, please educate us.
Thank you. Thank you, President Karen. Hi, everyone. As President Karen said, today is Juneteenth. It's a monumentally important date in our country's history. It's also a very sad day, but one that I am wholly unqualified to talk about personally. So I would like to show you all a very short video that I think will do a much better job than I can. So go ahead and roll it.
My name is Marcia Chatlin. I'm a professor of history and African American studies at Georgetown University. I'm a historian of African American life and culture. Juneteenth is a commemoration holiday of June 19, 1865, when a group of African Americans in Galveston, Texas, received the news that they indeed were free. President Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, but news of the end of slavery in Texas had not traveled to this community until 1865. Since then, Juneteenth has been a day of commemoration of the struggle against slavery and a celebration of freedom. One of the biggest misconceptions about Juneteenth is that people often think that was the day that slavery ended in the United States. But in fact, the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery in the United States, was passed in the Senate on April 8, 1864, and the House on January 31st, 1865. Although Juneteenth celebrates the knowledge that slavery had ended, it's important to remember that the conditions that mirrored slavery, whether it was Jim Crow or the suppression of civil rights or continued struggles to fight racism, those continued long after the end of slavery. And so the Juneteenth holiday reminds us of where we've come, and it also inspires us to think about the places we want to go. As African Americans left the South to pursue opportunities throughout the 20th century in northern and western cities, the celebration of Juneteenth moved from being a Texas-based celebration to a national one, in which people gathered with families and friends and community to remember the incredible struggle of a people against slavery and to create new traditions that allowed them to reflect about the struggle for civil rights and the ongoing struggle against racism. Although slavery was abolished in 1865, the fight for civil rights has continued to the present day. So Juneteenth provides people with a sense of encouragement and inspiration to continue to fight on behalf of their community and their families for freedom. And it also is a holiday that, as it continues to become more and more popular, it allows people to look back at the past and encourages them to learn more about African American history. As more and more institutions recognize Juneteenth and work to commemorate the incredible legacy of slavery in the United States, I hope Juneteenth becomes a day where people commit not only to acts of justice in their local community, but to investigate history in a more deep and thoughtful way.
So you all heard today, if you didn't already know, that this is the greatest Rotary Club on the planet, right? In that vein, it's really incumbent upon us to really promote inclusion and belonging in this group. So one statistic I want to share with you, after having spoken with my good friend Chuck Cantrell yesterday evening, who reminded me of his great video, very insightful, which I would recommend to you all, called Dying to Stay Here. It's an 8.5-minute video. It's available on YouTube, and I hope that there's an occasion for Chuck to come up here soon to give a guest speaker presentation on it. But one of the things that I learned from watching that video is that we have a declining African American population in both Santa Clara County as well as in San Jose, and it's because of the policies that we have and the lack of inclusion. So I want to encourage us as a Rotary Club to really step up to the plate and do what we can to help with that effort and to help promote inclusion and belonging. Thank you.
Such an important message, and what a most perfectly timed video that gave us what we really needed to understand. Thank you for elevating that message, Sarju. I'm very grateful. And now it's time to present our blue badges. Nicole Leckler, start making your way up. We also have Lorenzo Rios that is here with us today. Unfortunately, Alex Shore could not be here. But Nicole, Ron Zrayek, your sponsor, made a special trip just so he could see you get this blue badge. All right. Isn't this exciting? And Ron, we're so happy to see you, so thank you for being here for today's presentation. All right, Matt Bell, it's time for the last membership update of your term as chair and my term as president. So please take it away. Right on time.
Thank you, President Karen, and what a great year it has been. I just want to thank you, from all of us, for a fantastic year. I can't wait till next week. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's been a fantastic year, but I can't wait to kick you out next week.
Yeah. And Gracie's coming on next week. So, okay. So, all I can say is, whoo! We actually made our goal for the year. Thank you. So we had a pretty ambitious stretch goal of 55, but we knew that 40 was the one we really wanted to get to. So, thanks to a lot of your support, we really cranked it up the last few months. We sprung into spring, as I said, and we really came through 41 total new members, 9 reinstatements, so a total of 50 new members this year. Yes. So we've also had a lot of attrition, but the great news is for the first time in a while, we are a net positive at the end of the year, +3. We grew by 3 members this year as the total numbers in the club. So that's great news. Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. These are many of the folks, I think all of them, and if I've left you off, I apologize, but you can see here, those in yellow are ones who just recruited in this past month. Rod, I saw in the elevator, it's actually 9 people. He recruited 10, but one has not, decided to go all the way through and with the application, but may in the future. So anyway, how about just a round of applause for Rod? And if you're on this list, if you're here, please stand up. I'd like to recognize you for being a sponsor of a new member this year. So if you wouldn't mind, please stand. And those on Zoom, please raise your hand or do something. I'd love to acknowledge everyone who recruited a new member this year. Clearly, none of this happens without the active involvement of all of our members and bringing. And what's great to see is, I think the momentum is just going to continue. Tons of guests here today. I heard a couple are here for their second visit. So let's keep it rolling. I know that President-elect Heather has some pretty big goals. I want to reiterate that I am now stepping down as chair. I've been chair the last few years, and Sarju Naran is going to take my place as chair. And so please welcome him to the row.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It's me again. This is Matt's final act as the chair. I'd like to acknowledge him and thank him for all the work he's done over the past couple of years. I have some big shoes to fill, and I have a big goal to achieve, but we're going to do it, right, Heather? So, yes, I'm going to be, I'm the chair starting July 1st. Karen Fox is one of my two co-chairs, and Lindley Zink is also co-chair. He's going to be helping with the vetting process. So I'm looking forward very much to working with my team and working with all of you. As Matt said, recruitment, membership, retention is all of our jobs, and I'm going to continually remind you of that as we move forward and be regularly thinking about who's not in the room, who should be. Right? And let's get them here, and let's figure out who's missing, why are they not here, and let's try to bridge those gaps. So I will share a strategic plan for this coming year, next month, in a future meeting. But for now, just want to say thank you again to Matt, and for all of the efforts that I know you're going to be making over the next 12 months.
Thank you. You guys are great. Matt, hug me. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you. It really does take a village, and it takes the committee and the hard work of every member, and I am emotional again because that's just who I am, and the commitment you all have made to helping achieve these goals is phenomenal. So thank you again, and a perfect time for introducing the newest member of the 9th largest Rotary Club in the world out of 46,000. Come on up, Ray. Introduce us to Carlos.
This is Carlos' bio, so I'm glad they gave me 10 minutes. Oh,
I'm starting
1 minute.
now.
Oh, 1 minute. But anyhow, Carlos is a returning Rotarian. He was with us about 10 years ago. Some of you remember him. He left to be with a federal prosecutor with the Justice Department. And he returned about 2-3 years ago, and I saw him on Facebook. I said, oh, he's back. He's back. I've got to call him before Rod D'Ardoni gets a hold of him. And that was on his mind. But anyhow, he attended UCLA and Georgetown and Harvard. You know, he's got quite a few credentials here. But what he's doing now, he's a professor at San Jose State. Go Spartans. He's a lecturer at Stanford Law School and also Lincoln Law School of San Jose. But he's the executive, the one that gets me excited. He's the executive director for, because I taught in the East Side Education Program or Foundation, which they partnered with San Jose State, and they have admitted over 4,700 kids into San Jose State through that program. Fellow Rotarians, my brother, I call him my brother, Singh, Carlos Singh.
Thank you. Thank you. As you can see, I've been very, very lucky in life. And God certainly has looked out after me and continues to do so. I'm happy to return to Rotary. I'm happy to see old friends, and I look forward to meeting new friends. And I'm proud, more than that though, I'm proud to serve in an organization that strives to serve our community. I'm proud to serve with individuals who stand for good, who stand for justice, and who stand for integrity. And I'm proud to serve with a group of individuals who live lives that matter.
I'm never going to get it right.
It's all right. A woman's always in the middle, no matter.
Huh. Okay.
They're the boss.
All right, and now it's that time for a very special update. Josh Burrows and Fernando Zazueta from the International Service Committee are going to take us through a visual journey on their trip to Peru to deliver wheelchairs, and we are very excited. Thank you for ensuring that this presentation happened this month. Go for it.
Thank you, President
A little
Karen.
love for Josh, please.
Yes.
I'm here with ex-past Presidente Fernandito. We're here to present a little quick recap of our trip to Peru. Our club has delivered thousands of wheelchairs around the world, in 10 plus countries. And in April, we had the opportunity to distribute more than 250 chairs to disabled individuals in Lima and Cusco, Peru with the ISC committee, including about a dozen Kanga adult and pediatric chairs that tilt for individuals with cerebral palsy. This container was funded by our club and also the Silicon Valley chapter of the Wheelchair Foundation, along with a matching grant from the Bering family.
Yes, we did go to Peru on April 25th through May 3rd, and we delivered 250 boxed wheelchairs, which we assembled and gave at two events in Lima. Our host was the Rotary Club of San Borja Sur. They arranged the assembling and distribution ceremonies for two of Lima's poorest neighborhoods, the Ate district and the Independencia district. Lima is divided into 43 such districts and has a population of over 10 million people, and it's the only capital that's situated on a coast. It's on the coast of the Pacific. You can see the waves rolling in and the surfers out there. It's a beautiful city. Then after we finished there, we assembled and distributed more wheelchairs about 20 miles northeast of Cusco, which is in the town of Chinchero. Cusco was the central capital of the Inca, and it's an amazing city. If you ever get a chance to go to Peru and there's no other place you can go to once, Cusco is the place to go. Not so much Lima, not so much all these other beautiful places that they have, but it was an amazing place. With the help of coca leaves and some prescriptions, our team survived the Andean altitudes. Chinchero was a little town that we went to, which dates back about, well, thousands of years according to them. It was an important center for the Incas. We went to Chincheros, which was at 12,000 feet, 12,343 feet. My wife gets headaches going to Tahoe. Cusco is at 11,000 feet, so it's from Chincheros to Cusco, and then we went to Machu Picchu, which is at 7,972 feet. We were met with an immense sense of culture, hospitality, Inca and Spanish history, and many smiles and tears of joy from very excited recipients and their grateful families. While we were there, our host gave us an award of commendation, appreciation, and thanks for delivery to our club and to President Karen. And here we have it. Please receive it from the Club of San Borja Sur. Yeah. Now please enjoy our video, The Gift of Mobility.
IT?
Of course, we gave them a little flag instead.
All right, family, I'm going to ask you a question right now. They had 4 minutes. Their video is 3 minutes, but they already talked for 4 minutes. So do we want to indulge and have the meeting run over by 3 minutes so we can finish the video today? Jay, is that okay with you? Hit it. Make that 4.
Some are veteran mountain climbers, nearly at the peak. Opposition makes no difference if we low or high. To reach the summit is our vision. We can make it if we try. So hold on tight and never give in. Power up your team. Let's find who's down and help them win. Live your honest theme. Connecting dreams. That's what we're here for. Connecting dreams. That's what we cheer for. Connecting dreams. Succeed if we want to. Let's vow right now to make our dreams true. Opposition makes no difference if we're low or high. To reach the summit is our vision. We can make it if we try. So hold on tight and never give in. And power up your team. Let's find who's down and help them win. Live your honest theme. Connecting dreams is what we're here for. Connecting dreams is what we cheer for. Connecting dreams. Succeed if we want to. Let's start right now and make our dreams come true. Connecting dreams is what we're here for. Connecting dreams is what we cheer for. Connecting dreams. Succeed if we want to. Let's start right now and make our dreams come true.
Wow. Ed, you are channeling my emotions as I watch you wipe your eyes. That was incredibly emotionally powerful. And I have to have a transportation note about it. You're giving people mobility. You're giving them life with that gift. In the absence of mobility, you have an absence of opportunity because you can't reach the places you need to be. Thank you for your big, beautiful hearts. Thank you for that magical show. We are so grateful for your service. I'm going to race through my 7 brief presidential announcements because Jay is going to get all of his time. That is a fact. So, Fun fact, the dues are going to be coming out. You will see a very, very slight increase to $950 for your annual dues for both the club and for the club and foundation. Those dues will come out at the same time, pardon me. The $950 are for your club dues. The foundation amount is on top of that. And our team has worked very hard to modernize the systems, and they have new accounting software that's integrated with DACDB. Sometime this week, you will be receiving an email with your dues notification. There is a payment link that you click on, and you can pay immediately without logging into anything, and you can pay through ACH withdrawal. That was something that many of you wanted that has been implemented. Please be on the lookout for that this week. Secondly, good news. The City Council just yesterday approved Scott's Seafood as the operator for the Summit Center. So it is official. Please be mindful that there will be a very slight increase to the cost of lunch from $25 to $30. And before you have any qualms about that, let me gently point out that $5 is a very small price to pay for achieving our sustainability goals by using real china, real plates, and dining together. And as Heather so successfully negotiated this contract, we are excited to announce that we will enjoy that conviviality together, and this will become a closed dining room. What does a closed dining room mean? No outside food or beverages will be allowed in. And one more fact, we are still subsidizing the cost of that lunch. The actual cost to our budget is over $38, and we're only asking you for $30. So please be gentle in your responses to that small increase. And then, fun update, Sandra Jewett did the polio. She was our polio champion. Including the match, we raised enough money to vaccinate 36,600 kids against polio. Hot off the presses, Nicholas Adams will be having a golf tournament next Wednesday, the 26th at 9 a.m. You notice my voice. You better be back for that debunking, mister. It's going to be at Coyote Creek Golf Club. If you would like to join, please see Nicholas. 9 a.m. It will end before Rotary. Okay, and then DJ Hung Wei, as I announced last week, she has been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. However, as a significant sign of her continued leadership and her spirit, she wants to go forward with the roast and toast. That will be on July 13th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Fremont. Please see Brenda Sweeney in the front for additional details if you'd like to go. Some bad news, friends. Skip Franich took a bad fall and he broke his wrist. He is convalescing and he is recovering, but he needs our love. So there's some cards on the lobby table. Please be sure to sign that so he knows we're thinking about him. And then finally, as I bring President-elect Heather Lerner up to introduce our amazing speaker, I would like to publicly be accountable for my error in timing last week and apologize to our President-elect. She had a very powerful close that she spent a significant amount of time drafting, and she was not able to deliver that. So I am so sorry, but I know that your spirit, your enthusiasm, and your vision will shine through for the next year to come. Oh, my sweet, I love you.
I am thrilled to announce, no, I'm not just thrilled, I'm like actually giddy to announce today's program. Our guest today was traveling with the Rolling Stones on 3 U.S. world tours, keeping VIP guests entertained backstage. He also worked with comedian Robin Williams for over 20 years, and he still works with that family every Thanksgiving. He's at their family home entertaining them. He also, of course, has the Marrakesh Magic Theater in San Francisco, and he is also your first gentleman-elect. Please, warm welcome to Jay Alexander.
Oh, yeah. All right. What I have are 3 dice. 3 dice and 3 cups. At the moment, 3 people get a cup and a die. If you get one, you're going to put your hand on top, shake it up, look down, remember whatever number is face up. Sometimes I do this. People think the dice always land on the same number. If you don't trust me, shake it, look at it, shake it again. Do it as many times as you'd like. Here, we'll come out on the cheap seats. Please take one if you will. Thank you. Please take one if you will. Please take a cup and a die. If you have a cup and a die, please stand up. Put your hand on top, shake them up, shake them up, shake them up. Look down, remember whatever numbers face up. If you don't trust me, you can shake it again. Perfect. No rotary trust issues. This is good. I want you to think of your number. Did you look down at it? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to say all the numbers, but you're going to think of your number as you do it. Go ahead. Good. If you're thinking of the number 1, sit down. Oh, yeah. I might have gotten lucky. Think of your number. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely a 4. If it's a 4, sit down. Good, good, good. Think of your number. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got nothing. One more time. If you're thinking of the number 2, sit down. Oh, yeah? I know. It freaks me out, too. If you have a cup and a die, hand it to somebody else. Hand it to somebody else, anybody else you like. If you have a cup and a die, please stand up. Perfect. Put your hand on top, shake them up, shake them up, shake them up. Look down, remember the number. If you want to shake it again, you can. We just found the trust issue problem here. All right. You want to shake it again? I want you to be happy. Are you sure? All right. In a moment, I'm going to go like this. And when I do, I want the 3 of you to count in unison as loud as you can. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to take my fingers like this, like it's a metronome. Try to count on the beat. The 3 of you count loud. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, man. If you're thinking the numbers 3, 4, and 5, sit down. Oh, yes, I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. And I think we're ready to start the show. You guys ready for the real show? All right. As you said, and as most of you know, my name is G. Alexander. What you're about to see is a mixture of magic, psychology, and lies. I've always been fascinated with lies. This all started for me about 18 years ago. I was performing at a large corporate event. It was a company sales kickoff. And at the kickoff, they had a speaker who spoke before I performed. One second, taking a picture. Okay, great. His name was Dr. Paul Ekman. Dr. Ekman studied emotions. When people have certain emotions, they have what he called microexpressions. These are quick expressions that in a fraction of a second gives away so much about the way people feel and think. I saw this and I thought, what he did looked more like real magic than any magic show I'd ever seen. That put me on a path of wanting to know more about body language, human lie detection, microexpressions. I found when people lie, their mouth gets dry. They swallow more. They touch their nose, their eyes, their glasses. They put their hand in front of their face because they're trying to cover up the lie. If you pay attention to what people do when they tell the truth, you'll notice that when they lie, they'll look you right in the eyes, making sure you know they're telling you the truth and it feels kind of awkward, or they won't look at you at all. Now that I've told you this, is there anyone here that thinks they're good at lying? Lawyers, politicians. Let's get a guess. What is your name? Glenn. Glenn, would you mind helping me? Please right this way as you get up here. The audience will give you a big round of applause, Glenn. How you doing? Glenn, this is the audience. Say hello, audience. Hello, audience. Audience, say hello, Glenn. Hello. Glenn, do you have, don't tell me what it is, but do you have a middle name? Yes. I want you to think of the first letter of your middle name. First, I'm going to say, is your name Glenn? I want you to say yes. All right, say it loud so the people in the cheap seats can hear. Is your name Glenn? Yes. Is your name Glenn? Yes. Is your name Glenn? Yes. Good, now I'm going to say, is your name Glenn? Say no. Is your name Glenn? No. Is your name Glenn? No. Is your name Glenn? No. Did you guys hear that? That's what it sounds like when Glenn lies. Pay attention, ma'am. The first letter of your friend's name, or your middle name. Let's say it starts with the letter B as in Brad. I will say, as in A, you will say no. B, no. C, no. You're going to say no to every letter, even if I get it correct. I will look away. When I look back at you, tell me the truth. Right now, see if you can hear when he lies. Is it an A? No. B? No. C? No. D? No. E? No. F? No. You're a liar. Say D? Yes? Good, good, good. First letter's a D. Think of the second letter. Good, good, good. Think of the second letter. Here we go. Just say no. Is it an A? B? Oh, no, don't say it. No, thank you. That's... It made it much easier for me, just not as entertaining for the audience. Look at the next letter. This time look at me, say nothing. If it's a D, A, it's still quite a few names it could be. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. His mouth didn't move, but he swallowed on the V. Is it a V? If the name is David, sit down. No, over there. There you go. Careful going down. Oh, yes. And my friends, it gets better. You see, you are about to witness a miracle. And I'm not talking any kind of miracle. I am talking a hallelujah kind of miracle. Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. Oh, yes. You might not believe it, but you can stand. Try it. It's a miracle. Not only can you stand, you can walk. Walk this way. Leave your wheelchair behind. But we have a whole bunch more that we'll give it out, though, so if in case you don't need it again. What is your name?
Ryan.
Ryan. Welcome to the congregation. Say hello, congregation.
Hello, congregation.
Congregation, say hello, Brother Ryan.
Hello,
Ryan, I have with me a bunch of books. Pick a book, any book you like. What's going to happen is in a moment, I'm going to flip through the book just like this. And when I do, you will say stop. When you say stop, you'll look at the top word. Just so you know, all the words are different. If they were the same, this would be stupid. Sister, I did not recognize you without your habit on. Please, will you join me as well? Right this way, sister. Ladies and gentlemen, Sister Brenda. Brother Ryan, Sister Brenda. Here we go. It's a big step. There we go. Right over here, if you will. I'll flip through the book. Each one of you will say stop. Look at the top word on the page. Say stop whenever you like. Stop. Would you like that first word or would you like another one? Do not forget it. Say stop whatever you like.
Stop.
Would you like that first word or would you like another one? Yes? Do not forget it. Excuse me. Put your hand against mine. Put your hand against mine. Think of the first letter of your word. Both of you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. You're thinking the letter F? Yes? Good. You act like you see this every day. Think of your letter. You're thinking the letter L?
Yes.
Good. Think of the next letter. You're thinking F-O? Good. You're thinking L-I?
Yes.
Good. Freaks me out too. Think of the next letter. You're thinking F-O, is that an O? Yes. You're thinking L-I-B? You're thinking F-O-O, is that a T, an S, a T, an E, a P, an S? If you think of the word footsteps, go back to where you're sitting. I'll help you down. Perfect. Oh, yeah. I've never gotten this far. This is great. Think of your next letter. It's an L and I. There's a B. Is that an R?
Yes.
An A, another R. Do you think of the word library?
Yes.
Don't go anywhere. Hold on to that. Hold your applause. Thank you. Hold that, take that if you will. Ryan, I will snap my fingers. When I do, I want you to open that book to any page you would like. You ready? 1, 2, 3. You can take the right page or the left page. I don't care which one. Put your index finger on the top of either page. Good. Keep your finger there. What I say now, like you're speed reading, you're going to go zigzag back and forth, going all the way down the page. You ready? Now, back and forth. Good, good. Faster, faster, faster. I got it. Good, 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 good. Stop. 3 or 4 lines from the bottom of the page. You might need to move your finger off to see it. Is there a person's name?
Yes.
Good. Keep your finger on the first letter. Good. Is that an R?
Yes.
Good. Go to the next letter. It's an R. Is that an O? Yes. Good. Go to the next letter. It's another O. No, your finger's not all the way on it. Is that a B? Good. Take your finger, rub it back and forth on the word. Back and forth. Good. That's an E, an R, a T. Is the name Robert? Keep your finger there. Tell you what, go one line down for the name Robert. Take any word you want. Make it a big word. Is there a big word there? Yes. Keep your finger on it. Piabli is not a word. That's it. Ryan, I don't think I like your attitude, buddy. I also have with me the good book, the Webster's Large Print Dictionary. Please, take the dictionary. For the first time, what is a word you selected?
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack. Seriously? Lumberjack. Open up the dictionary to page 183. Go to the left-hand column, first word. If it is lumberjack, stand up and say hallelujah. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Keep it going down. Oh, yes. And it does get better. You got it. Tell you what. I'm going to write down a prediction. Most of the time you go see a show, people tell you, put away your cell phones. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody, take out your cell phone. Take out your cell phone, open up your calculator. Arithmetic is involved. I've written down a prediction on this piece of paper. Karen, you're in charge of it. It's going to go right here in front of you. You are in charge of the prediction. She feels the power. We're going to create a special number, a number that's special just for us here today. To create the number, a bunch of people give us random numbers. Let's see. Tanea, give me a two-digit number. The first two-digit number that comes to your mind, what is it? 44. Do you feel like I made you say 44? 44. Do you feel like I made you say that number? Did I make you say that number? No. Good. Then it's working. Everyone put in 44 in your calculator. Hit times. The cameraman's going to be like, what is he doing? Give me a two-digit number. Do you want to change your mind? Good. Everyone put in 12. Hit times. Give me a you already helped. Give me a two-digit number. 24. Do you want to change your mind? Seriously? All right. Everyone put in 24. Hit times. Tell you what, give me a year. The first year that comes to your mind, what is it? Exactly. Everyone put in 1951. Hit equals to make sure we have the same number. I got 24,723,072. Is that what you got? Yes. Tell you what, Alex, since you're probably the youngest one here, come on over here. Did I tell everyone to hit plus? Alex, hit plus. And Alex, I want you to take your finger, hit it a bunch of times, go pick a number you didn't even know you'd pick. That was a lot, Alex. All right, go sit down. You're pissing me off, kid. Everyone put in Alex's number. His number is 37. You can see to make sure that I'm telling them the truth. That was 37201 037. Hit equals. I got 61,924,109. Is that what you got? Yes. Before we began, everyone else got it, Karen, just not you. Before we began, I placed a prediction in front of Karen. If the prediction is correct, a standing ovation would not be out of line. Please read it to everybody. What does it say? Read it loud. That is correct. The time is now. When I say the time is now, I mean the time is now. Today's date is June 19th. If you look at your calculator, that's 6/19. The year is 24. The exact time, down to the minute, 1:09. The time is now. Oh, stop. You're embarrassing me. Sit down. Sit down. I didn't check the time when we started. How long do we got? We have. All right, great, perfect. So this all started for me on my 11th birthday. On my 11th birthday, my grandfather, Joseph Pfeffer, took me to the Houston Music Hall in Houston, Texas, to see a magician from Canada named Doug Henning. Doug Henning, some of you might remember him, was a long-haired hippie magician, did the most beautiful magic. I watched him cut a woman in half. He made a woman float in the air. He brought an elephant on stage. Made the elephant vanish in a puff of smoke. Coolest thing I'd ever seen. But what he did next, I liked even more. He had a cameraman who followed him to the center of the stage. He holds his hands out like this. In those days, you didn't see big video screens in theaters very often. The cameraman gets close up to his hands. Here, come a little closer. And he does these little finger exercises like this. I wasn't quite sure what it was all about, but I thought it was really cool. I was 11. But then he takes out a deck of cards, and for 2,000 people, he does card tricks. And I call them card tricks because I don't know what else to call them. My uncle, he did card tricks. They weren't good. When Doug Hinning did it, it looked like the cards would sing and dance in his hands. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. The show was over, and I turned to my grandfather. I go, Papa, I found my passion. I didn't know what passion meant exactly, but that feeling, I was like, I had found my passion. I'm like, I want to be a magician. I want to be a magician, Papa. How do I become a magician? My grandfather looks me straight in the eyes, and he goes, Jay, I don't know. True story. Had no freaking clue. But the show was over. He goes, come on, let's go to the Galleria. It's a shopping mall. And at the mall, there was a store called the Fun Shop that sold costumes and gags and pranks and magic sets. He bought me the Hocus Pocus magic set. Anybody here ever had a magic set when they were little? Yeah? It doesn't matter how old you are or where in the world you're from. Every magic set, since the first one was invented, for the most part, comes with the exact same tricks. They come with a trick called the cups and balls, ball and vase, deck of cards, piece of rope, and usually a book with a title something like 101 easy-to-do magic tricks that are never easy to do. I was so excited. I was like, I'm going to be a magician. But if you knew me when I was 11, the last thing you would have ever thought I would do would be to get up on a stage and talk to people. When I was 11, I was unbelievably shy. Not a little shy. I hated talking to people. I hated looking at people. I was shy for two main reasons. The first, I had a really bad speech impediment. Nobody could understand me when I spoke. I couldn't say the letter R, TH, or S. I mumbled a lot. If I had to say something like the red rabbit raced, I would go, boy. Nobody understood a word I said. I hated it so much. I was also shy because I have very bad dyslexia. When I read, words and letters, they get transposed on the page. As a child, I had a hard time learning to read, and as an adult, the thing that makes me more insecure than anything else is I still have an incredibly difficult time reading. But when you're a kid that can't read and no one understands you, you feel stupid. It wasn't until I was an adult that I realized that I wasn't stupid, that I just learned differently than other people. But that day, my whole life changed. I wanted to learn the magic so bad. I had such a passion for it. I picked up the magic book and I read it slowly. I looked at the diagrams and I read it again, over and over and over, till I figured it out. Having that passion made me want to read. I wanted to perform so badly that I'd go with my mom to work. My mom was a single mom who worked at a children's shoe store called Brian's Buster Brown Shoes. And at that store, I would show customers the magic as they're waiting to be helped. It brought me out of my shell. It gave me confidence. It made me work on speaking clearly. I'm not telling you the story to tell you that I had a hard childhood or I overcame some kind of adversity. I'm telling you the story because if there's a child in your life, it might be your own child or a niece, a nephew, a brother, a sister, a friend that has a passion for something, even if it's, and the reality is it doesn't even have to be a child. It could be one of the people here today. People at all stages of life change careers later in life or pick up hobbies they've always wanted to do. If you know someone with a passion like this, even if you think it's stupid, whether it's magic or music or acting or arts or computer programming or gardening, all I ask is please support them in it. I know firsthand that when you get supported in your passions, amazing things can happen. I know I worked hard at everything in my life, not just this one thing. I worked hard at everything because I had to do this one thing. The true magic is not to the mind tricks you've seen today, and they are just tricks. The true magic is that I get to stand on a stage night after night, week after week, feeling like I am the luckiest guy in the world because I get to stand up here doing what I love, performing magic for people like you. And the best part is today, I'm not afraid to talk to anyone. I'm Jay Alexander. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How perfect was that? That was so amazing. I'm covered in goosebumps. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
I'm
you.
bringing the entire family to see the #1 rated show in San Francisco.
Please get tickets on the out when you leave. There are flyers on the table outside. Make sure you grab them. We do shows every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.
Thank you.
What a perfect last program as I wind out my year. So full of energy and excitement and a little psychology and a little sleight of hand, and maybe we'll get to know his tricks someday. But anyway, we made a donation to Loaves and Fishes in honor of your time here today. Thank you. You won't want to miss next week. It's going to be a great time making fun of me during the debunking. I'm going to love it. And in my final thought of the day, I'm actually going to pivot and share the words that Barbara Marshman shared with me last evening. We were at an event together, and as we were talking about our experience in Rotary and our engagement and connectivity, she said the words, and I quote, and they are 4 powerful ones: "Rotary saved my life." And she talked about the struggle that she had being lonely and isolated during the pandemic, and that collectively our engagement allowed her to get through on the other side in a positive way, and how much we've enriched and changed her life. And I just felt that needed to be told. So thanks. We'll see you next week. Be kind, do great things, and let's make fun of me.